¿Querías hacerte rico vendiendo donas en la antigua Grecia? Día 1. Llegas a Atenas con harina, azúcar y un caldero de hierro. El mercado apesta a pescado y esta gente solo come pan duro. Preparas la masa, la cortas en círculos perfectos, las lanzas al aceite hirviendo. El aroma llama la atención de la gente alrededor. Las bañas en glaseado espeso y delicioso. La multitud se detiene. Jamás han visto tal belleza. Día 2. Estableces tu puesto, Flaco Donas. Un hombre te pide una deliciosa dona. Al probarla, él piensa que esta es la comida de los dioses. Te piden cajas para llevar antes del atardecer. El azúcar invade sus venas. Día 3. La ciudad es adicta. Atenas ya no duerme. Los filósofos debaten con las túnicas manchadas de glaseado. Hasta los guerreros buscan su dosis de azúcar antes de entrenar. Semana 1. Estás haciendo tus donas tranquilo cuando llega Sócrates. Pregunta: ¿la dona controla al hombre o el hombre a la dona? Te enojas, pero decides darle una caja de donas en vez de tirarle el aceite hirviendo. Él se va muy feliz. Ves 3. Las filas son más grandes cada día, así que vas con el rey para darle una deliciosa dona. Le gusta tanto que te da permiso de poner una donería mucho más grande en la ciudad. Ahora eres dueño del negocio más grande de donas del país. Vigilas que todo salga bien y tú solo te encargas de relajarte.
What happens if you brought sushi to ancient Gaul? Day 1. You arrive in a smoky Gaul village carrying a wooden tray of sushi. The drums suddenly stop. Hunters stare. Druids murmur. They believe it's some kind of ocean relic wrapped in rice. Day 2. The druids circle around you. One carefully lifts a roll. Is it bread? Is it fish? Is it both? Day 3. A massive warrior steps forward. He takes the first bite. He pauses. The tribe holds its breath. Then he slowly smiles. Now everyone wants a piece. Day 4. The cheese traders are furious. Where is the cheese? They insist you add something stronger. You introduce soy sauce. They call it mysterious black forest juice. Day 5. You are working and serving people normally. Suddenly you notice Socrates running toward you through the crowd, clearly starving for your sushi. He grabs the table and asks, "Do you control the sushi or does the sushi control you?" The crowd looks confused. You sigh and quietly command the soldiers to take him away. Day 7. The bards compose songs about it. The chiefs debate it for years. And somehow sushi becomes a Celtic legend. They're still arguing and Socrates still overthinking. What if you didn't wipe your bum for 30 days? One day, you skip the toilet paper. Leftover residue dries on your skin and ruins your underwear. You feel a constant, gross stickiness when you walk, and a faint odor constantly follows you. 1 week. The itching becomes sheer torture. You develop itching of the anus, intense burning perianal irritation. Your underwear smells horrendous. Every step causes severe chafing as dried feces rubs your sensitive skin like sandpaper. 2 weeks. Trapped moisture and bacteria trigger a massive infection. A brutal red rash spreads across your buttocks. Fungal yeast thrives in the dark, dirty environment. You develop painful micro tears and oozing sores. Simply sitting down is agonizing. 1 month, your skin begins to break down completely. Severe bacterial infections form painful, swollen, pus-filled abscesses. The pain makes walking nearly impossible. The stench is so overwhelming you are entirely socially isolated. You now require heavy antibiotics and professional medical intervention to treat your rotting, infected tissue. What if you brought KFC to ancient Greece? Day 1. You arrive in Greece with raw chicken, fries, flour, and KFC spices. You build and set up your shop. You start by seasoning the chicken with the KFC secret formula. You lower it slowly into hot oil. The chicken crackles. You pull out KFC's special spicy fries. You season them till perfection. The smell spreads through warm Mediterranean air. Day 2. It's a big day. 20 men gather around your stall. They stare as you pull out golden fried chicken. One athlete grabs a piece. He takes a bite. He stares at you. He's mind blown. Week 1. The crowds double. Philosophers gather around you. They start studying your meat, but there's one person missing. It's Socrates. You go up to him with a KFC bucket and you both eat together. No more beef. 1 month. 100 Greeks show up every day. Everybody in the empire knows you now. They all queue up in line just to eat your meat, but you can't keep up with the demand. 1 year. You opened your own ancient Greek KFC. You gave the Greeks a new obsession. What if you sold Dubai chocolate in ancient Rome? Day 1. You arrive in Rome carrying cocoa beans, pistachios, and kunafa. Sweets in the markets are luxury. These guys only eat rotten meat and bread. You grind the beans into a paste and pour it into molds. Then you layer it with kunafa paste. Once they set, you break the bar open. Thick green filling spills out. People stop walking and gather around you. Day 2. You set up near the Colosseum. People line up outside your stall. They call it green turds. A Roman soldier takes one bite. He freezes freezes. He buys 10 more to give his whole family diabetes. By sunset, Rome is covered in chocolate wrappers. Day 3. The city is addicted. The demand only grows. A gladiator comes to you. He asks you to make a batch for the whole army before training. They want the sugar rush during training. By midday, you run out of milk, so you walk over the river Tiber to strike deals with farmers. You now have fresh milk every morning. Week 1. You see that someone is stealing. You get closer and catch the thief. It's fucking Socrates stealing your shit. He says he can explain and tries to ask you his bum-ass questions. You've had enough. You tie him up in the streets as an example to not steal. That should show him. Month 1. Kunafa is known across the empire. Rome imports cocoa everywhere now. Senators eat your chocolates during debates. Markets don't smell like piss anymore. They smell like melted chocolate. Rome becomes the chocolate capital. Year 1. You're the richest person in Rome. You run your own chocolate factory and workers. Rome no longer runs on bread and rotten meat. It runs because of you. You didn't just sell chocolate, you brought diabetes to Rome. What if you were a modern philosopher in ancient Greece? Day 1. You arrive in Athens with a notebook full of motivational quotes. You set up in the agora and open with the best one you know. The unexamined life is not worth living. Crowd goes silent. A man in a dirty toga walks up barefoot. That's Socrates. You just quoted him to his face before he said it. Day 2. You try your own material. Believe in yourself. Socrates is back.
If you must believe in yourself, did you not believe before?
The crowd laughs, not with you. You're being destroyed by a man who wears the same cloak every day and thinks that's a flex. Day 3, you avoid Socrates. You find a man living in a barrel eating raw onions. That's Diogenes. You tell him about mindfulness. He tells you to move because you're blocking his sunlight. Day 4, you try to charge for a lecture, 1 drachma per person. A student named Plato shows up, writes down everything you say, doesn't pay. He's gonna put this in a book and get credit for the next 2,000 years. Day 5, you explain anxiety to a Spartan soldier. He says,
We train boys from the age of 7 to sleep on the ground and eat black broth. What is anxiety?
Day 6, you give up teaching. You sit and listen. Socrates is arguing with a general about courage. The general fought 3 wars and killed men with his bare hands. By the end, Socrates has him almost in tears.
What would happen if you had powers like Thor in ancient Greece? Day 1. You arrive in Athens with a hammer and the ability to control lightning. You summon 1 bolt from a clear sky in the middle of the agora. No warning, no explanation, just lightning. The entire city stops. Athens has not been this quiet in 300 years. Day 2. Every criminal in the city disappears overnight. The crime rate drops to 0. Even corrupt senators suddenly find their morals. Remarkable what lightning does to a person's character. Day 3. 3 armies marching toward Athens turn around simultaneously. No battle, no negotiation, no treaty, they just go home. Nobody wants to be on the wrong side of the sky. Day 4. Greece sends its entire army after you, 10,000 soldiers. Spear shields armor the whole thing. You raise the hammer. 1 lightning strike. The entire army sits down, not dead, just done. Nobody picks their spear back up. Day 5. Socrates walks up completely unbothered. Says the lightning is a manifestation of your insecurity. You strike him with lightning. Day 6. Every king, every general, every philosopher in Greece sits in silence. No wars, no crime, no corruption, just complete stillness across the entire ancient world. You never declared yourself anything. You just stand there with a hammer. Nobody needs a second demonstration. You become rich selling fried chicken in ancient Greece. Day 1. You show up in Athens with chicken, hot oil, and a cast iron pan. The smell hits the entire agora before the oil even gets hot. A philosopher stops mid-sentence, forgets what he was saying, sits down and waits. He does not know why, he just knows he needs to be here. Day 2. First piece out. Golden, crispy, perfect. 2 obols apiece, a day's wage for a soldier. Nobody argues, you sell out in 40 minutes. Day 3. They call it Firebird. Socrates shows up, asks if enjoying something this much is morally acceptable. You hand him a piece. He eats the whole thing in silence. Day 4. You run out of oil. You find a coastal merchant with olive oil by the barrel, more expensive, worth it. Chicken gets better, price goes up. Line gets longer. Week 1. You move next to the Olympic training grounds. Athletes smell fire bird from across the field. Training stops. Every single one walks over. You sell 400 pieces before sunset. Month 1. Athens' richest merchant walks in arms crossed. You hand him a piece. He eats it, picks up the bone, stares at it, offers you a house, 12 workers, and a cut of every sale across the Greek world. You say yes without hesitating. 6 months later, richest person in Athens, all from a cast iron pan and a recipe nobody in the ancient world saw coming.